Okay.
Well, I'm joined yet again by Andrew Boyd of the Professional Showoff. Andrew, you wanted to show us something.
Yeah, so this is something that I learned from your VHS tape, probably in the 90s. It's a really simple trick. So all you do is take a brown paper bag like this, and you can see inside there's nothing inside there. And then you can take an invisible piece of something right here. Okay, you got it. And then I can throw it up in the air and then lands inside the bag. Okay. I've got something for you as well. I've got another one. Here you go. This is another invisible. I'll pass it to you through the internet. We've got the
Okay, yeah,
technology now. Okay, you got it. So I
I
want you
got
to
it.
throw it into the. Are you going to throw it that way? Okay,
Yeah, I'm
throw
going to
it.
throw it
Three,
this
two,
way over
one,
to you.
go.
You ready?
Ready.
Go.
Go for it.
I've thrown it.
You
I've
missed.
got.
You missed. Take it back.
Okay,
Take
thank you. Where
do
we go?
that
Yeah, yeah,
again.
yeah. It's
Okay.
always interesting. Got
Through
it.
the
Okay,
internet
got
into the
it.
bag. Three, two, one.
Ready? One, two, three.
I got it. I think I got it.
Brilliant
Boom.
stuff. Just about.
Then just check it out. We've got it. It became visible.
Fantastic, and absolutely, and it's even the very simple tricks, as we say, and it's an old Morecambe and Wise trick on that sort of basis, which is
Yeah.
glorious. And I
I
think you
never
were
knew
saying
that.
you showed it to one of your friends down with their children.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, she's got two small kids. I think they're like 3 and 5. And I just happened to have a paper bag one day. I think we went to the bakery and I got a pastry and I finished it. And I just had an empty bag and I was like, hey, watch this. And then I did the trick and they were like, whoa, he blew their minds. And then I kind of like showed them how it was done. It's like, so you got to do. And it's a really cool trick. And yeah, they have a lot of fun doing it. So
It's great fun. I
you
say
don't
it's the
need toys,
simplest. Yeah, it's
just need
fantastic.
brown paper bags.
Absolutely, and it's just the simplest problem, and that's how we started with that this particular video. Is just trying to encourage people rather than those box of tricks where you used to get bits of plastic which you never would open. Is what
Yeah.
this did is basically teach people how to make their own tricks. You know, using
Yeah.
everyday items doesn't cost anything. In the same way as your robots, you can turn around with simple objects like paper bags or little
Yeah.
bits of paper you can crumple up, and you can make your own magic. And it's all about just using your own imagination.
That's right. Yeah, these robots. I mean, like the servos, they're relatively cheap. I think they're like five for about £18 or something. So what's that each? Like three, £4 each. And then you can get like 100 LEDs for about £5 as well. The actual Arduinos, this particular one, really simple ones with a connector thing to it as well. That's about I don't know, £5 in total for the connector and for the chip. So yeah, everything is relatively inexpensive. I mean, like, yeah, the most expensive thing is probably this. Probably investing more time, effort, and time into this rather than the actual components. Um, but yeah, I would say less than £40, like
Yeah.
everything on here, all the
Which is
material.
and what I
So
love
not
about it,
inexpensive.
I was on Times Radio doing my usual spot and going through the relevant newspaper stories. And one of the stories this week was the top toys for over the last several years. And Lego was still way up there. The idea that you
Right.
build things yourself and that sort of creativity
Yeah.
is fantastic.
I love Lego. My brother, he got me this Lego kit the other day. Well, it's not a kit, but this is the latest model I
Right.
built. So a real full a giant version of a Lego man. And in fact, the Lego man that lives inside Mario actually came out of this guy because, well, it's also the inspiration for it because inside this Lego man is another Lego man that's now Mario that's controlling him. Oh, he just fell off. So that kind of like intrigued me. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's the same Lego man now that controls Mario who's in
Uh,
here.
we love it. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Just remind everybody so how they can get
But I
hold
was
of.
going to show you this as well.
Oh, let's have a look. What's that?
Yeah. So like this hasn't got any electronic, well, not really. It's got lights. Do the lights still work? Oh, the lights still work. Okay. So this lights up. But apart from that, it's not electronic. And this is what I was making before I was making the robot. So this is an automaton. And in fact, I've recently discovered this as well. In London, there's this place called what's it called? Something automata. It's basically an automata, not museum, but it's like this interactive place. It's really small, but it's got about, I don't know, 15, 20 machines in there. And they're all based on like automata principle. And they are electronic. They're like arcade games almost. Um, trying to remember the name, but I can't remember the name. But anyway, The creator, he was initially into automata, and this is something that I did. So this actually tells the story of Scarlet Night, which is one of the party nights that we had on Virgin. So this was completely made on a ship. Um, Everything physically is like made by me, and then it's all drawn and then painted by my girlfriend, who's an artist. So she did all the kind of like the words on it and the sea and everything. But basically, you wind the thing at the back, which makes the ship move like this. Let's move in. So it's this whole story about a sailor going on the seven seas and sailing, but he was lonely. Okay, he was a lonely sailor. But then he discovers the octopus goddess. The octopus goddess is right here, so it's a tentacle that comes up. What I really like about this is that everything is kind of like a different idea, a different kind of movement. So this is like a cam kind of system making this happen. This is it's literally a pen. It's a Sharpie that acts like an axle, and you can do this, and the octopus goddess pops up, and then they fell in love, and then this is oh, it's a little bit stuck. Let's do this again. So this, oh no, it's stuck. This is a flap card. You're supposed to pull a string, and then this comes out like that.
Oh,
So that it's not a flat card in the sense of magicians know flat cards, but it is a flap on a card that when you pull a string, it kind of is seen. So you can't see it. Let's see if I can do it this time. There you go.
hey,
And that's just a string that you pull, and it's like magnetic on there. And then the last thing that happens is the octopus goddess and the sailor, they fell in love, and that's essentially how the moon was created. And the moon kind of comes out here, and that's just like a moon on a lever right here. Um, so yeah, it's just like one of the very first things that I made on a ship, and I love it. I love making things like this. It entertains me, and I found that when we were, well, my girlfriend, she performed it. I was doing something else during the party night, but she went out onto the ship and she performed the myth of Scarlet Night using this as the story.
brilliant. I love it. Did you meet your girlfriend on the ship?
We did, yeah, yeah, met on the ship.
No.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's really cool. Yeah, and had to bring this home from the ship as well because it means a lot to me, and I just think it's really cool how we like made it together, and it's completely automata. It's not automata in the traditional sense because I think automata in the traditional sense you kind of oh, you kind of wind something, and then like a lot of things happen from that one input of you winding it. Whereas that it's got the ship sailing, but then other things happen. I don't know what you class that as, but again, it goes way back to Robert Houdin doing the orange tree, and all the magicians out there, they'll know him as a watchmaker, and he was doing this, and again, it's kind of similar to what Mike Michaels does as well, the illusionist that I was talking about, because although he does this robot act, he builds illusions, and he's got these things that look like automata, and I think he's got a version of the orange tree effect as well, I think,
Uh,
from
and
memory.
some of the early ones when we didn't have all the electronics and things like that are wonderful. It is the novelty automation
That's the
on
one,
Princeton
novelty
Street.
autumn.
That,
Yes.
that's one in London. Yeah.
Yeah, I went there a couple months ago, and it's fantastic. It's awesome because they've got these arcade machines, but they're not
Yes.
arcade in the traditional sense. There was one that I went on, and it's called Instant Holiday or something, and so it's
Right.
an armchair that you sit on, but it's all been built around one of these arcade rides that a kid goes on and just like does
Yes.
this kind of motion, but he made it do like lots of other motions with it as well. And he made it look like a sitting chair, and you're like watching this holiday, instant holiday that happens on a TV. But then the animation that happens is a stop motion animation that he created
Right.
as well. But then at one point, like the lamp that's on top of the TV, it kind of turns, and it's a heat lamp. So it's like the sun. So then the image on the TV is like you at the beach, but then you feel the sun. It's a bit like a simulator ride, but one that was made in like the 90s. It's very old. It's
Oh,
about
no,
20,
novelty automation is what it's called. As I say, it's on 1A Princeton Street, London W C1 near Camden Town, not too far from that. It is glorious. And you had things like Zoltar as well, remember, who would tell your fortune.
Yeah, funnily enough, I was looking at pictures, not pictures, like him on YouTube today, and
Yes.
you know, they're all made in America by this like one team of people that make all the Zoltars in the world.
Right.
It's really interesting, like rabbit hole that you can go down because those things fascinate me. They had a Zoltar on Icon of the Seas as well, just next
Yes.
to the comedy store there, and for some reason they just fascinate me because they're just like not obviously not a person, but it's like this character that just lives inside the box, and it just does this really simple thing of like when you put a note into it, it just kind of moves a little bit in this robotic fashion, says a pre-recorded message, but then gives you like a little token. And that's it. That's all it does. Yet
Yeah.
people go up to it and they're intrigued by it because it kind of maybe it reminds them of the movie Big, which is really nostalgic to some people. Maybe it's just like the whole like fantasy of like, oh, seeing in a box can tell you your future. And it kind of plays into this aesthetic that I've got of like everything that I've kind of created revolves around, you know, the X-ray glasses that you still get, but like
Yes.
the packaging for the X-ray glasses, it makes you believe that when you put them on, you can see through walls. Well, everything that I do is kind of stem from that idea, and that's why I design all the things. So every robot that I make, I design this like fake vintage retro looking advertisement for it. And it kind of all came from the X-ray glasses like advertisement. And then also when you're looking like old school magic adverts as well. I remember the actual physical book that you got from Davenport's magic shop
Yes.
in London. And some of those descriptions and some of the pictures were like they're so amazing to look at and just to read what this effects that if you were to buy you could achieve. But then, as you know, being a magician, once you buy a secret to something, it's generally not that interesting, you know? Well, that's kind of where all my aesthetic comes from.
Yeah.
Although, like, not saying that what I make actually in real life is rubbish. It's kind of like the opposite of that, you know?
No,
It's
and,
kind
and it's and it's
of
always remember we've spoken about this beforehand. It's always remember that sense of wonder because if you
yeah,
always focus on that, doesn't matter about the method, doesn't matter about
yeah,
how you achieve it, but just remember
yeah.
how you felt when you first saw that glorious magic trick or the robot falling over or picking your card. If you capture that moment, that's what we're looking for. We're internally creating those special magic moments.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I
Oh,
think that's what
brilliant.
it comes down to.
Just remind people then how they can come and see you in Edinburgh.
Come see me at Manahatta. It's right next to the Scott Monument. So it's at Manahatta. It's at 3:45, and it's from the 3rd until the 15th of August, but not the 9th because the bar's closed then, I think. I'm not performing there. I'm not allowed to. Not on the 9th. I'm also performing at CC Bloom's on the 2nd and the 3rd, and then also at Voodoo Rooms, either on the 2nd or the 3rd. I think it's the 3rd, and the 11th as well.
Fantastic. And after
Yeah,
that, you can
look
find
at the
out
website.
details on your Instagram page as well. Remind people where that is.
So that is the Professional Showoff on Instagram right here. And that's really the only social media that I kind of use as well, just Instagram. But you can see what I'm doing on there, including a show that I'm doing tomorrow in York at the Hi Ho Club at 7:30 tomorrow. Perform
Fantastic.
there for I think it'll be the last time before the Fringe. So
Okay. Well, we look
plan
forward to
ahead.
that and we look forward to getting you back on the Andrew Eborn Show. But for now, Andrew
Oh,
Boyd, thank
definitely.
you so much for joining me.
No problem. Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
Take care. Bye.
Bye bye.